This show is brought to you by Odlums. Hi guys and welcome to episode 20 of the Look and Taste Show. Now we got a real cracking lineup for you. We're going to show you how to make a lovely little homemade lasagna with mushrooms and chicken. We're going to ask people what they would cook if they were out on a date. And we're also going to start you off with this great little chicken kebab. Now we're going to use a rosemary skewer. So the first thing you want to do is peel all those leaves away, and it's going to be so fragrant, really nice flavors in there. We're going to season that meat up, so a little bit of salt and pepper. We're also going to add a little bit of cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper's got that really sort of nice pungent flavor, really nice and spicy, works especially well with kebabs. So many people love kebabs, and I think they associate them with sort of greasy, something that you'd maybe eat after a night out. This is healthy, it's really, really flavoursome. It's only got nice lean chicken on there, so it's really, really good for you. Now, using the skewer from the rosemary, pop those little pieces of meat on. I'm using red peppers today. You could use any vegetable, courgettes, aubergines, whatever takes your fancy. It works just as well on the barbecue. I'm using a char grill pan today to keep it nice and healthy. Grill it nice and slowly, make sure the chicken's cooked all the way through to the centre. The rosemary's going to perfume through. Little drizzle of olive oil, some herbs, absolutely gorgeous.
I'd probably cook like Mexican prawn, hot spicy kind of thing, or wraps or something funky like that.
For a hot date, spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
I would go for pasta. I think pasta is a very good way.
Cucumber, because the smell is actually a really strong aphrodisiac for women. Anything with cucumber. Maybe cucumber salad.
It's the only thing I can cook, spaghetti bolognese.
Sweet and sour chicken.
Fish.
Meat.
It'd have to be something without garlic, I suppose, wouldn't it? Oh, beans on toast.
I'll go easy and cook pasta.
Lamb with potato or fish in the oven.
You go with chicken korma.
Pizza with jalapenos and pepperoni.
Salmon. That's salmon. Yeah.
But really, I don't cook. But if I ask for a meal, perhaps cook with pasta.
Chicken and rice.
Yeah, usually chicken and rice.
Ooh, yes. I will cook my African dish, traditional dish for dates. Traditional dish, which means rice separate, sauce and beef separate, and plantain, fried plantain separate. Then have a table, have a proper meal.
Everybody has to have a dish in their repertoire that you can cook in 10 minutes when you get home. This one's a classic because you can make it in advance, throw it in the oven, go and do something else and come back and it'll be ready. Start off with a red onion. Just roughly chopped. So, gorgeous little chicken bake this. Now, first thing we're going to do is saute off some of the vegetables, get some flavour going. So, medium-sized pan, generous glug of olive oil. In goes the onions. Nothing complicated here. Commonly found ingredients and very simple cooking technique. So, in with our onion goes our mushrooms. Just using field mushrooms today. You could use button mushrooms, shiitakes, anything you have. In those go. And we're just going to saute those down for about 2 or 3 minutes. Now, as those start to saute down, we're going to prep up our chicken. So just a couple of chicken breasts. Going to slice it up nice and thin because we want to cook it pretty quickly in this dish. Right, keeping those mushrooms moving all the time. Next up, in goes our chicken. Just going to brown it up. We're going to do most of the cooking in the pan so as it doesn't take that long once we put it in the oven. So, season up with some salt. Now, little zingy ingredient that's going to give it a little bit of extra sort of bite is lemon zest. So just trim around the outside. Works really well with that creamy, mushroomy texture. So all the way around the outside and just roughly chop that. In that goes. Pretty important sort of stage this. You want to keep it moving at all times because we're browning that meat evenly all over. Right, meat's starting to brown up real nice. Let's make it nice and saucy and a really nice consistency. So first off, a little bit of cream. Want to flavour it up with a couple of nice distinctive flavours that work really well with the mushrooms. First one, whole grain mustard. So just a spoonful of that goes in. Also going back to our lemon, cut them in half, squeeze them in. Really nice and zingy. So you're going to wait for that to come up to the boil. As that does that, we're going to start prepping our lasagna sheets. Now what I've done is I've bought these pre-cooked, gorgeous lasagna sheets from the supermarket. Nothing wrong with them, really fast to use, nice and simple. So I'm going to lay them flat on a tray, a little sprinkling of cheese, just to help those different little layers. Lovely, really thick, nice, creamy consistency there. All we're going to do is bring them over and start layering them up. So just a nice, generous spoonful. We're going to go with a lovely layer of rocket on top of that. Then again, a layer of our pasta sheets, and then just spoon that sauce over the top that's coming around from the outside. And we're just going to finish it up to help it sort of bake and get that lovely thick crust with a nice big layer of cheese on top. Now we're going to pop that into the oven, about 180 degrees centigrade, 360 degrees Fahrenheit, and when it comes out, it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. Now it's been in there for about 20 minutes. If I take that out, look at that, absolutely delicious. It's got really nice and sort of crusty on top. We're just going to serve it up like that, and look at those lovely flavors in there. Really, really delicious sort of alternative take on the lasagna. It's creamy mushroom and chicken lasagna. This show is brought to you by Oddlums.